These guys are the guys that are going to help you become a better poker player. Now, one of the hands I want to talk about was one of my favorite hands. Scott Allers, who's been to multiple final tables at Windy City Poker, flops two pair, but ends up losing to a better two pair against Jibu, and that actually set him on tilt for the rest of the tournament for Scott. So why don't you guys analyze this hand for us and break it down so we can understand more in depth about what happened.
We're three-handed here, and Jibu wakes up with two paint cards, and he's going to raise just about any two paint cards in this situation. The problem I have is that he makes a minimum raise. Now this gives Scott the opportunity to call with the whole number of holdings, including his suited one-gappers here. He's got the Jack-9, and he's going to call. And when it gets back to Dutch, or Todd as you refer to him, he's going to call with just about any two cards, because that's just how he rolls.
We have a family pot.
Let's show it to the cameras one more time just so the kids at home know what they're playing with. I'm going to check them, Dark.
Check in the dark.
Here we go to the flop, 9 Jack 8.
I guess checking in the dark gets you two pair.
Check.
Scott flops two pair, but he obviously can't do anything because he checked in the dark. Todd completely missed that. He's going to check right behind. Now, Jibu's got top pair with a decent kicker, so he's going to lead out with a bet, but it wasn't enough in your opinion.
No, it's not enough. He got the flop he wanted. He's got top pair, he's got an overcard, and he's got a gut shot straight draw. It's a great flop for him.
Check.
20,000.
20 more.
He only puts in a bet of about a third of the size of the pot. I think it was even a little bit smaller than a third of the size of the pot. And this gives the other players the opportunity to call with a lesser draw. If he makes a slightly bigger bet, maybe half to two-thirds the size of the pot, he's going to get the weaker draws to fold. And if somebody has a monster, if somebody's flopped the straight, or if they've got an open-ender with the flush draw, they're going to put in a big raise and give him an idea of where he is.
Now, Jibu leads out with a bet, but Scott's going to play a little bit of a Hollywood actor here, and he's going to raise on top of Jibu's bet.
He's pretty much showing his hand face up to Jibu on here. I felt that it was a bad acting job, and Jibu had a good idea where he stood on this hand.
60 all day.
60 all day, 40 on top.
I call.
So Jibu confidently makes the call, and he ends up catching a better two pair on the turn here, but both players shut down.
When he actually catches his card, and Scott wraps the table and gives him the green light, he should be firing out here. But instead, he checks behind.
So both players check. The river comes ace of diamonds. There's 3 diamonds on the board, but they're still kind of scared.
That's right. Again, Scott checks. Jibu knows with certainty that Scott doesn't have the flush because he's not checking both the turn and the river here. However, if Scott has improved, if Scott had maybe an ace-jack in this hand and he's now improved to two pair, he may be checking, hoping to keep the pot small, and he plans on calling a bet from Jibu. Jibu, I think, considers this and decides his safest play is to check behind and hope he has the best hand.
Two pair.
Two pair.
Queens and jacks.
Oh!
Queens and jacks.
Queens and jacks.
Oh! Oh!
Well, guys, thank you so much for joining me and analyzing these hands in Windy City Poker Championship.